Hello, welcome to the conversation on News Central Television. This is the program where we bring you up to speed with all the latest political developments happening on the continent. I am Gbenga Aborowa.
And I am Rita Omodia. Now, it's good news from Kenya as the country finally have the new president-elect announced. Just a few minutes ago, the IEBC has announced William Ruto as the incoming president and winner of last week's Tuesday's election.
We will also be looking at events in Angola where elections are scheduled for next week, Wednesday. That's August the 24th, 2022. Quite a lot happening on the continent.
It's an election season, I must say, after waiting for almost 6 days, yes, for the presidential results.
Yes.
And finally, we have it. And unlike the Angola presidential election, the incumbent in Kenya election had already finished his tenure and could not come back for the election.
I guess that was what added to the heightened drama and all of that. So it's nice that the elections have been concluded, but we wait to see if the losing side will concede. Congratulate Deputy President William Ruto and all of that.
Definitely. So right now, let's start with situations in Kenya.
After 6 days of anxiously waiting, the IEBC chairman, Wafula Chebukati, at bomas of Kenya, in accordance with the law, declared William Ruto winner of the presidential election of the August 9th. William Ruto polled 7,176,141 valid votes, representing 50.49% in 39 counties, while Raila Odinga polled 6,942,930 total valid votes, representing 48.85% of votes garnered in 34 counties. In his acceptance, Ruto thanked his supporters, people of Kenya who turned out to vote and pledged to create a transparent government for the growth of Kenya.
Ruto won on the ticket of the United Democratic Alliance Party and has promised to create more decent jobs for the millions in the informal economy, lower the cost of living, as well as employ 116,000 teachers in 2 years. Ruto also pledged, among others, affordable loans for small businesses, investment in agriculture, affordable housing, universal healthcare, and to end state capture. Now, joining us to discuss this conversation, we have Coordinator Usalama Caleb Wanga, and we also have Gakuna Njima Castro, a political scientist. Gentlemen, asante, thank you so much for coming to the program.
Thank you for having us.
Now, I can just imagine in 6 days of wait, can you tell us what is the mood currently in Kenya, either at the tallying center or outside, all over Kenya, with the announcement of William Ruto as the winner of the presidential election?
Thank you, my host, for having me here this evening. We are reporting from Kenya today, and we are very happy to have our president, our new president, Dr. William Ruto. It has been a journey actually since the people of Kenya decided and went to the ballot to vote for their president. And today the IEBC, the commission, has given us the president. And the commission has given the commission, of course, the law dictates that the commission must give the winner or must declare the president within 7 days after the election was conducted. And those days we are elapsing tomorrow. And today, the chairman of IEBC have given us William Ruto as the president-elect of the Republic of Kenya. So he'll be the 5th president. Although we know that we are going to have some challenges here and there as we continue to reach the lapsing day for the transition government. But Kenyans, they are very happy, and the decision Wafula Chebukati has declared is the decision that Kenyans made on the voting day. So far so good. Waiting is not lacking, and yes, today we have the president. William Ruto is the declared president-elect of the Republic of Kenya.
Now, Gakuna, before William Ruto was declared president, there was mild drama at bomas. Some electoral officials said they weren't going to accept the results because of irregularities. Could you, for the sake of our viewers, explain what happened at bomas and the implications of what the electoral officials said?
Yeah, we have experienced agri events at the bomas of Kenya because we had seen some exchanges and blows in bomas of Kenya because the teams, both teams, they were inside there before Wafula Chebukati announced the results. And before that, the team that team of Raila Odinga or the Azimio team, they had done a press conference challenging the results that Wafula Chebukati had not even announced. They were challenging the results, terming it sham and terming it very shaboric. And the process, they were actually also challenging the process. And inside there, even before Wafula Chebukati announced the results, there were some exchanges and blows. And we also experienced, or we had 4 commissioners of IEBC giving us a press release at Serena Hotel here in Nairobi. And they also made a statement taking it clear that they disown or they doesn't own the results that Wafula Chebukati is about to release. So 4 of the IEBC commissioners who were at bomas of Kenya during the tarring process made a statement today in Serena Hotel, and they said that they disassociate and they disown the results that Wafula Chebukati is about to release. So the results that Wafula Chebukati has released just a few minutes ago, they were discredited by the 4 commissioners led by the vice chairman of the IEBC commission, and we are yet to know why they disowned or why they discredited the results. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the IEBC chairman is concerned, he has already released the results, and for sure the commissioners cannot decide or the commissioners cannot vote on behalf of the voters of the Republic of Kenya. So so far, so I want to tell Kenyans to keep calm and to be still, because the IEBC chairman is the person responsible for declaring the presidential the president or the presidential results, and he has done so far. That's what he has done.
All right, thank you so much, Gakuna. Let's bring in Kennedy right now, who was live at the Tallinn Center. Now, Kennedy, can you tell us more about the situation that underwent before the announcement of William Ruto as the presidential candidate, rather winner of the election? Now, we saw the vice chairperson of the IEBC, Juliana Cherera, describing the situation as opaque and also told people not to associate themselves with the announcement of the elections. Can you tell us more about this fracas?
Actually, to be very honest with you, I covered that press conference that happened at the Serena Hotel here in Nairobi, one of the 5-star hotels that are here. And one of the things that came out is that there are commission and to have come out there like they did, then we are looking at a legal battle moving forward. One of the things that is turning out is that when you have a commission that has 7 commissioners, and yet 4 of them have come out to dispute the results that were announced by the chairperson, then we are looking at this battle going to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Kenya is one of has the final say on this particular election. So what we expect moving forward, we do expect probably that the Supreme Court will be given facts on what happened on this election, and when they are given these facts, how they will relate to them is a matter that will be very focused. We have seen Deputy President William Ruto, or President-elect William Ruto, give a concession speech and give a speech and say that the Kenyan people have spoken. And in the Kenyan people speaking, he believes that they have spoken the word. And now moving forward, he has said that he is not going to be a president that is going to be vengeful. But the next steps, as you have asked, is that we are looking at the possibility of this matter now going to the Supreme Court, starting probably tomorrow or this coming weeks, where the Supreme Court will also have 14 days to adjudicate and to say, to pronounce themselves on this matter. Are we looking at a rerun? Are we looking at a fresh election? Those are some of the questions that are coming out as this matter now continues to gather pace.
Now, Kennedy, a lot of analysts and observers have reiterated what you just said. But has any official statement come out from the Azimio La Umoja camp? Have they responded to the declaration by Mr. Chebukati and also President-elect President-elect William Ruto's acceptance speech? Has any word come out of the Azimio camp? Have they said they're going to go to court? Have they conceded? What's going on?
Well, when you have an election where 4 commissioners have already spoken, I think that the Azimio group will also be a bit guarded this night. What I have seen is that the Catholic bishops have called for a press conference at 7 o'clock. I am not very sure whether it has happened because I am still at the Serena Hotel where I was still gathering a bit of information. But none of the Azimio One Kenya top leaders have spoken until now. We do expect probably that moving forward, and that is tomorrow, they'll be giving a way forward as to what has happened at the IEBC, because the chairperson, Wafula Chebukati, said that he has even weathered intimidation. Remember, in this particular case, the law says that the chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, and that is Wafula Chebukati in this case, is and remains the returning officer for the presidential election. So in this particular matter, when he speaks and when he declares the election, then it is as good as done. And the next course of action can only be the court, nothing more. Even if you want to question the responsibility, or even if you want to question the character of the 4 commissioners, the only thing that you can do is go to the Supreme Court. We have seen even the Azimio group has been pointing out issues that have been happening to the constituency level, including the area of Mount Kenya, saying that there are some elections that they're already disputing. If they do find even 1 or 2 discrepancies, then they may have grounds for the Supreme Court to denounce what they have actually done today. But as it stands, William Samoei Arap Ruto is the president-elect, the 5th president-elect for the Republic of Kenya.
Okay, thank you so much, Kennedy. Now, I'll continue on that line with Gakuna now, looking at the fraction among the commissioners of the IEBC, where there's 4-2 for Wafula Chebukati. Now, prior to this, we saw even in Odinga's camp talking about irregularities with the transmission of the elections, which were done online. Now, do you believe that there's been a compromise in the elections?
As it stands, sorry.
Gakuna?
The irregularities or the complaints that the Azimio team is giving us, because as a team there, of course, if they are not announced as the winners, then we expect that they are going to have some challenging the results. But these results, as far as they were coming or they were streaming to the tallying center, they have been posted to the public portal or the IEBC public portal. Every Kenyan can access these results, or the form 34 is, and form 34 is because form 34Bs were reported to the tallying center. And there are some private personnel that have done the tallings, and so far the tallings, they are very okay. They have matched with whatever Wafula Chebukati has given us. But we are expecting, although they have been reported irregularities even during the tallying center, at the tallying center and during the tallying process. So we are waiting the lawyers or the lawyers responsible for both teams to come out very clear and tell Kenyans how these irregularities occurred, and also the IEBC officials who are disassociated and disowned these results to give us the differences or the ways that they did not come up with these results. Because as Kenyans, as where I start from,
Hello. Okay, I would move back to Kennedy. Hi, Kennedy. Are you still there with us?
Yes, I am here with you.
Okay, nice. Now, Kennedy, how much time do we have from now till inauguration day, if there's going to be a repeat of 2017 and a call for another election, and how much window is there for litigation before the Supreme Court decides on this, if Azimio decide to go to court, which a lot of people have assumed as a foregone conclusion?
Well, first of all, the numbers that are showcasing on your screen are a bit wrong. Raila Odinga William Ruto garnered 7,176,121 votes. Your screen indicates 141. Now, the difference between these two was 233,191 votes. What does this basically mean? And to answer your question, if they decide to move to the Supreme Court, they have 7 days to do so. Now, in these 7 days, they must have collected all the evidence they believe that they do have to move to the Supreme Court. We have even seen some of the members of parliament, some of the governors, some of the senators say that in the regions where they come from, they do believe that the election was not free and fair. Others have cited a figure of 10,000 votes between them and the person who won. If this trend is actually presented to the Supreme Court and makes sense, then there's a probability that this matter will be adjudicated. Now, within these 7 days, they will have collected all information. Once the Supreme Court receives this, they will have 14 days to adjudicate on this matter and present it to the people. If it means a rerun, then Kenyans will have, or the presidential candidates will have another 30 days to go and campaign, and 60 days to go and campaign and make known their matters. If the Supreme Court orders a fresh election, which it has not, becomes another matter. That becomes another matter that needs to be adjudicated by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. But as it stands right now, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission may be ordered to do a rerun of this election. And if it does, then it presents another point of contention where the two protagonists either go head to head, and the other two presidential candidates, that is Waihiga Mwaure and Professor George Wajakoya, will be removed so that these two battle it out. If it orders a fresh election, then that means that anybody else who wants to be president may present themselves for this. We are looking at October as the time when Kenyans might go to another election, in the event as it did happen in 2017. At that particular time, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission had organized an election that was conducted on the 26th of October, 2017. If it so happens the same this time round, we are also looking at a possibility of that time when they will have that repeat election. I remember that time very well because Kenyans and those who are supporting President Uhuru Kenyatta were of the opinion that they should come out and give President Uhuru Kenyatta a good birthday gift, as 26th of October is that day that coincides with his birthday. So are we likely to see the same scenario right now? Well, we can wait and see. I am not very well conversant with the timelines that would require a rerun, or not a rerun, that is what I have given, but a fresh election. I have just spoken in the last few minutes to one of the people who had wanted to contest these presidential elections, and that is Jimmy Wanjigi, and he believes that if this matter goes to the Supreme Court, then they do have grounds to nullify this particular election, going by what has already been presented to the IEBC. Yesterday, also, sorry, I'm taking too much time, but yesterday I covered a press conference by the civil society here in Kenya, and they pointed out to 8 cases where they do believe that should have been addressed by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. If those 8 cases are upheld, then we're looking at the possibility of a repeat election here in Kenya.
Okay, Kennedy, if we're looking at a repeat election and a repeat of history, I wonder what would the supporters of William Ruto see to this arrangement if it so happens?
Well, remember right now they're already in the streets celebrating. Unfortunately, as it is right now, is that another side of Kenya already, one of the strongholds of Raila Odinga in Kisumu, we have already been told that fighting has broke out.
Oh, no.
Another part here in Nairobi is Kawangware. We're already being told that fighting has broke out. That basically means that we are having a repeat of 2017, where...
Sorry to butt in there. I just want us to be clear on something. When you say fighting has broken out, is it protest or, or supporters of both candidates having a go at each other? What is the current situation of things on the ground in those places you mentioned?
Protests have broken out.
Okay.
And that is what we are moving ahead to confirm. Even media houses have already started sending their crews to those different places. But one of the things that the media is this time very careful about is to go into the nitty-gritties, showing where people are actually protesting, with the hope that if it actually goes that wrong way, then there's a probability that there is going to be an effect.
A contagion effect, yes.
That ripple effect is what most people are fearing, because in 2017, the Kenyan media had been accused of fueling the fight then. Even this time round, the Kenyan media has been very careful in calling on people and asking people to actually be very restraining of what is happening. So there are matters that need to be looked at, even as these protests break out in this country, to make sure that we do not look at a possibility of the country going to the dogs as it did in 2007. But what I can confirm to you is that word is already spreading very fast of the possibility of a Supreme Court case moving forward.
Okay, Kennedy, can you also tell us more about the IEBC commissioners? Because Wafula Chebukati in his speech mentioned the fact that some of them were injured and some of them arrested. Can you speak more about this?
No, that is not true. I was with 4 commissioners here at the Serena Hotel, where they issued a press conference. Immediately that press conference was done, probably in less than 5 minutes, they left and probably have gone into a safe place. The other 3 commissioners, one of them is Wafula Chebukati, who read the statement declaring President-elect William Ruto, where he said that he has even gone through what he calls serious intimidation from people that he did not mention at that particular point, saying that this time round he has weathered all that, and as the returning officer for the presidential election, he has made the choice where Kenyans have already decided.
Thank you very much, Kennedy. I'd like to bring in Gakuna. Now, Gakuna, members of international organizations and observer mission groups did commend IEBC on the conduct of these elections. And we do know the effect of this, of the weight in the election process on the Kenyan economy. Do you think Kenyans have enough? Have they had enough of this election seasons? And do they want to just go back to their daily lives? And the possibility of litigations, what effects would they have on the people? And is there enough grounds? Because observers have said it was generally free and fair, and IEBC did take their time. So what's your take on this?
Let me say Kenyans are actually, they just want to go to move on with life. They doesn't want to get back to election or campaigning period. They want to continue with their daily lives because they have waited for this so long, and they have been given the answer, or the fat woman, that is, the fat woman has actually spoken, and Kenyans want to continue with their lives. So they doesn't wish that they will have another elections here coming in the next, the near future. So they are waiting now. They want President or the President-elect William Ruto to be sworn in, and life continues. So as much as, because I have interacted with many Kenyans, they are calling me and they're saying, even if our candidate has, whether he has been leaked out or he hasn't won, we just want to move on. If that is the president that we have been given, we move on with that president. Although we are expecting that the team, Azimio or Raila Odinga, will challenge this election, because as Kennedy is saying that whatever or how Wafula Chebukati made this announcement ceremony look like, every person or any person who sees things in the eyes of a political science or a lawyer or a media personality will say that there's some shambolic things that is happening that should not be happening, because it was not calm, it was not still. Actually, it looks very anxious, and it left many Kenyans with a lot of questions of how this event is being run. And actually, even Wafula Chebukati is saying that he was running into out of intimidation from anonymous people. It didn't look nice at all, because we expected that all the commissioners would be at the bomas of Kenya when giving us the president-elect, and having divided commission, we are left as Kenyans. We are left with a divided eye as to how and who is the carrier of the day. So we are not sure, but again, we have 7 days for Team Azimio to challenge this results, the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court actually decide or will give us the way forward.
I'd like to say a big thank you to you, Kennedy, Murithi, and Gakuna, Njima, and Castro. Thank you very much for taking time out to join us on the conversation today. We do appreciate your insights and contribution.
I don't know whether I can say something before we close.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that is being preached, even the Azimio the Azimio One Kenya team has actually just said, as we were on this call, is that they are still calling for calm.
Okay.
They're still calling for calm. Remember, the Kenyan country is at a very fragile point at this particular point, where there is the danger. The difference between the two of them is only 233,000 votes. The danger of the country sliding into anarchy at this particular point is very rife. And actually, he will tell you the same. There are some parts of the country that are celebrating, other parts of the country are not. But if I trace back to what Raila Odinga has said on 3 occasions, because I have covered him, on Saturday, just when the closure of the campaign started, Raila Odinga said that he has done 3 handshakes before. He was not afraid of doing another handshake with the president if he does not win the election. On the Sunday after that, he said that he was ready to concede the elections if they were free and fair.
So do you think he would? So do you think Raila Odinga would at this point?
But just by the mere fact that Raila Odinga was not at the bomas of Kenya today, basically tells you that they are preparing for not accepting the outcome of this particular election. And also through the speeches of his chief agent at the bomas of Kenya, Mr. Saitabao Kanchori, then there's a probability that they will not accept the outcome of this election.
Okay,
and if they
thank you.
What is the next course of action?
Thank you very much, Kennedy. Important message there coming in from the Azimio camp for Kenyans to keep their peace. Quite a delicate situation there. I will keep observing the situation in the Republic of Kenya. You're watching the conversation here on News Central Television. We'll switch gears, and another election season is upon us. Next week, Wednesday, Angolans will be going to the polls to choose between MPLA and UNITA. We'll bring you details of this and more when we return from the break. Do stay with us.